the recording, and then I will upload it and have it sent to you by tomorrow morning at latest, depending on my upload speed. So you can go back and watch it afterwards if that works for you.
Okay. Yeah, take your time.
Yeah. Okay. So what got you interested in coaching?
I'm the kind of person where if I'm not the greatest at something, I like to improve at it.
Sure.
I go pretty hard on that. And oddly enough, I was watching a YouTube video like that was ranking the content creators of Overwatch based on how like good they are at giving you advice, and you were like one of the top ones. So I
Awesome.
started watching more. Started watching more of your videos, and I just like the way you coach. Yeah, I think you're smart. That's why I'm here.
Okay, appreciate it. All right, well, let's take a look at your form then. What is your in-game use? So Plat 3. Obviously, it's been about a week or so since you filled out the form, so if anything changes, just let me know. Let's keep looking.
I'm still pretty much there.
Okay, sounds good. So you've been playing Overwatch since it launched, so I probably have a lot of bad habits baked into my brain. I used to play on PS4, been playing on PC for about half a year now. So, well, let's start with that. What has been your history like with Overwatch? Obviously you've been playing for a while, but like how serious have you been with the game? What made you transition to PC? What roles have you played? What ranks have you hit? The whole 9 yards.
Right. Okay. It's a lot of lore.
Yeah, sure.
I think when I started, I was like mainly into Tracer and Mercy. I remember climbing from silver to about plat with them. I got into the competitive, I think, probably a year after the game started going. I think I could be wrong. I played Tracer. I played Tracer a lot until Brigitte got introduced, and then I just could not play her.
Yeah.
Because you know Brig at that time,
Of course.
And I stopped playing Mercy at that once I got higher because I was just like, it feels like I can't win on my own merit. It feels like I'm just relying on other people.
Right.
So then I switched to primarily playing tank because I realized that I'm not a very aim, like I just can't do aim basically. Like I'm really bad at the mechanical skill of Overwatch. So I like play heroes that are more positioning and brain focused, like Ryan and Winston, and sometimes Zarya because I feel like I can just carry on her usually.
Right.
The only character I've ever gotten to masters with was Zarya because I just kind of popped off and anyway.
Was this on PC or console when you hit masters?
This was on console.
Okay, let's keep going then.
I only switched to console. I only switched to PC recently because I got one, and now I have the ability to play Overwatch on PC. And I really love how Winston feels on PC. Like I can't play Winston on controller anymore just because the movement is so limited. Yeah. Does that answer that question, or do we need to go?
Yeah. Well, I guess more recently, what's it been like since Overwatch 2, and why did you transition to PC?
I transitioned to PC because I need. Okay, so I got a PC because I'm a filmmaker. I do like video editing and stuff. So I needed a laptop that's able to handle that kind of power. And it just so happened that this laptop's also really good for gaming. So I was like, well, I might as well play Overwatch on this now. And the feel of PC is just much better, in my opinion. It's harder, I think, but the feel is just better. That's why I transferred mainly for like job reasons, I guess, and like convenience.
Makes sense.
And with Overwatch 2, I feel like not a lot has changed for me. I do enjoy playing tank a lot more now in this version of the game than previously.
Right. Why do you think that is?
Agency.
Well, you just said there a little bit of the agency, but like what specifically? Just feels like you have more impact, or?
Yeah, pretty much. And it goes both ways too, though. Like I feel like if I'm failing, my team really feels it, and I really feel it. But if I'm popping off, it feels like a guaranteed win most of the time, you know.
Right. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
And then I'm seeing here mostly tank. Is that due to the mechanical limitations that you think that you have, or just that you enjoy those heroes, or a little bit of both?
So it's both. It's definitely both because one, I can't play any other video games that are like super aim dependent. I can't play Apex, Valorant, whatever, because I'm just not an aim person.
Right.
And I feel like tank is the least demanding on those roles. When I do play DPS, it's like Symmetra and Mei. When I do play support, it's like Mercy Moira, sometimes Lifeweaver.
Yeah. Okay.
And also I've noticed in my life that I've always been a bit of a leader. Like I've always been in like leading teams, just in school and in college.
Sure.
So I like playing tank because it feels like I'm making those choices usually.
Okay.
Even when my friends and I play like casually, I'm still the one like leading them essentially because I have the most time on this game because I know life to Overwatch.
Okay, makes sense. And then now you're on PC, you're on laptop now with a plug-in mouse.
Yes.
Okay, and how big is your mouse pad approximately? Like use your like inches as best as you can.
I don't think I have a mouse pad actually.
So you just play wherever you got space. Okay.
Pretty much, yeah.
Do you know your in-game sensitivity?
Yeah, I can check.
Check that for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a very technical gamer.
That's fine.
How do I check that?
So go. So yeah, look. Are you in game now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go to options tab, then go to controls.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, and then at the top, what's the percentage there?
On Winston specifically, it's 13. I have on certain heroes, it's more or less, but on Winston right now, it's 13.
Okay, 13. Okay, and then I need you. Do you know your mouse DPI?
Absolutely not.
What type of mouse do you have?
Ooh, it is the back of it says wired optical mouse.
Okay.
It's from Staples.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that works. Let me give you some how to check mouse DPI. Give me a second, because this might be helpful for you.
Okay. It's made in China.
So go to your. That's not what I'm looking for. Hang on a second.
Okay.
WikiHow. So it depends on the type of mouse that you have.
Right.
But here's what I would do. I would check this here. We don't need to do it now. We'll focus on everything else. But I would follow that article as best as you can. And then when you can get in touch with me, after the session, maybe even just like later on tonight, send me your DPI, and I will give you some advice with it. Because even if you're playing tank, we want to try and find a sensitivity that's like not crazy, so that you could be a little more consistent with your aim. Okay, actually, here's like a little fun way to practice this. So, are you in game right now?
I can be. Yeah.
Okay, pull it up.
Like I can go to the practice range.
Yeah. Go to the practice range really quick. Yeah.
Okay.
So, what I want you to do is put your mouse like wherever you normally play. Put your mouse on the very edge, like close to your keyboard, right? And then move your mouse to the right, like you're going to turn your mouse all the way to the right, with as much space as you possibly can get, and tell me how far you can move your mouse before you run out of mouse pad. Like, how many 360s do you do?
360s?
Yeah, how many 360s do you do from one edge of your mouse space to the other edge of your mouse space? How many 360s do you do?
Yikes, I don't even know how to answer that.
So, like, here, watch this.
So, like,
I'll stream. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Hop in the stream.
I see it.
Okay, so like I've got my mouse like hugging my keyboard, right? And so then I just move my mouse all the way until I run out of mouse pad, right? This is where I run out of mouse pad. I have a very low sensitivity. I'm curious how many. I assume that you can do a lot of 360s before you run out of mouse pad. So I want to know how many you can do. You kind of see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think I did a full one.
Okay, you did a full one without running out of space?
Yes.
Could you do any more? Could you do like 1.5, 1/3?
I'll try. Right.
Just all the space that you'd use in a normal play session.
Normal session. Yeah, it's getting to about where you are. Maybe a little further.
Okay, so it's okay. So I imagine your sensitivity is not too high then, because if you had a really high sensitivity, you'd be able to do like 4, 5, 6 even rotations all the way through. So it doesn't seem like that's the case. So that's good. Okay, let's keep going then. What do you hope to get out of the session? Identifying what I can improve upon as Winston to carry games, mostly in mindset positioning. Okay. Long-term and short-term goals, make it to mid-diamond. Long-term, maybe make it to Masters, but I don't know if I have stamina for it, honestly. A bigger goal, honestly, would just have to be fun at the game again. All right, well, let's talk about the fun at the game again. What do you mean by that? Is it just hard counters getting to you?
Yes. Absolutely. It just means I only find Overwatch, like, laugh out loud fun, engaging when I'm with friends who are just playing casually.
Right.
When I'm by myself playing competitively, if I win, I feel the state of neutrality. If I lose, I just get like mad and hate my life. And I'm just like, why aren't I making art right now instead of playing this dumb video game?
Right.
That kind of thing.
Okay,
so there's really no like net enjoyment, I don't think.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. There's really 2 ways that you can look at this. One, you can shift your perspective of the game so that you have more ownership, and that like even when the games are like losses, you're still enjoying it because it feels like you're practicing things and you're like learning things and like limit testing, right?
Yeah.
Or you can't figure that one out, or you don't make enough progress at it, and then you do something else. Because the honest question is that if it really it's a game, you know, like if you're not enjoying it, then in the problem, then it just don't play it. Now there are a lot of people that I've worked with who have, I'm not saying this is you, but they have a you problem where the problem is in the individual and they have a bad attitude, and anything competitive, they just fall all the pieces, and everything that they do, they always end up getting miserable at. And so the problem isn't with the game, the problem's with them. That may be you, that might not be you. So what we do is we try and work at your productivity and your positivity in terms of like, every game is productive, every game that you're working at something, every game that like, I can explain some of the situations where you feel like you're being hard countered and how you can play around that, and actually how it's not a hard counter if you're able to do so and so, right? And if you feel like you have more ownership, more agency, you have a better understanding of the game as a whole, maybe better practice habits, and also leaning into that social side as well, then the game will be fun. If that is not the case, and you're still not having fun playing the game, even if you're ranking up, if you're still not having fun, quit playing. Like, really, honestly, it's just is not worth your time. There's too many games out there, as I know you're aware. There's too many things to do. There's just like no excuse. So I know it's a little weird for me to say that, but I'm telling you, it just isn't worth your time.
No, I get that. I fully get that. Yeah.
Okay, but it's worth a shot.
Weird for me a little bit. Yeah, it's also weird for me a little bit because I'm a very like set my ways person, usually set my ways kind of guy usually.
Yeah.
Where I've been playing this game and Dead by Daylight for the past like several years and like pretty much no other games.
Right.
But I should go find other things.
You should. You should branch out. Like, I mean, I'm very similar to you, right? I was a bit of an OTP with like a lot of the stuff that I've been doing, and all I do is coach this game all day long. And so then I start to play this game. I'm like, I'm so tired of like thinking about this game, and I didn't try any other video games until like I would say 6 months ago. And it's been so much fun since then. Like just trying just like single player stuff. Like I'll just chill with Knights of the Old Republic, or I'll do like a little bit of Elden Ring. I was trying Sekiro, like all these like games that people were telling me that you should try. I'm like, no. I'm like, finally I tried them. I'm like, wait, this is actually kind of fun. Or I'll read a book, or like, I don't know. I just recommend you like branch out. And then hopefully this session will give you some agency and make you enjoy the game more. But if it doesn't, like, you know, don't worry about it. There's nothing inherently good about playing Overwatch, right?
It's true.
You know, it's like you go on a date with somebody, like, you know, what do you do? Play Overwatch. Play what? Overwatch. What was that? True. You know, you just kind of, you don't want to say it too loud, but yeah. Okay.
I don't.
Let's keep looking here though. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about your goals and like what you're doing training wise. So like, how much do you play the game on average per day, per week right now?
Yeah, per day, maybe like 2-3 hours. If it's like a game where I have nothing to do, then longer.
Okay, that's more than enough time to get you to Diamond if you're not like hating your life. And then you said you also play with friends. Like, you enjoy the game more when you're playing with friends. How often does that happen?
Not as often as I like. Ever since I switched to PC, it's hard to play with them because they're all on PS4.
Yeah.
So I have to set up my PS4 for that. And on top of that, I hate PS4 Winston or like any other tank really.
You can play quick play with them though.
Yes, however, they turn off the aim assist stuff if you're playing with a PC person. So their version of Overwatch when they're playing with me on PC is like really wonky for them. And I don't blame them because it feels terrible to play like that, you know?
Bro, that sucks. Okay.
Yeah.
Because that was what I was going to lead into, is finding some way to make it more productive. But like, if you can't even play quick play, that's super inconvenient.
Yeah, I mean, I'm finding PC friends slowly.
Okay.
I'm at a college right now, and there's a whole esports league thing they have there, so I'm trying to like play with them more.
Okay.
And they're actually really good at it, so there's that.
Yeah, I would get into that as much as you can, because I'm like you. I'm at the point now where basically playing socially is like the 90% of the Overwatch that I do play right now. Just because it's more casual for me. So I would really try and lean into that, you know, because if it's what motivates you to play, then that you need to be kind of adapting your environment to encourage that. Okay, and then 2 to 3 hours. How are those hours usually spent if you were like just playing by yourself, solo queue?
Usually, okay. Well, for the past month, I've been on this like Winston kick because I'm like, well, Bogre's cool. And if I want to improve, I should like play the hero more.
Yeah.
You know, I should try to like face the whole fears of Reapers, Bastions, JQs, and
Yeah.
Divas,
Yeah.
and just like try to like not brute force my way through it, I guess.
Yeah.
And then if I lose, there's like a 60% chance I'll watch that VOD and like look at my footage there. And I
Okay.
think watching VODs calms me down after a loss because then I'm like, oh no, I was actually playing terribly. It wasn't
Right.
just my team. Like, you
Right.
know.
Right. No, absolutely, absolutely. So you're already on the watch VOD train.
Yes, but not as much as I should be, maybe. I don't know.
Let me actually send you a video really fast. That's going to help with that a little bit. Actually, two videos. This one is super short, but it's going to make your life easier if you continue to do it. And then, if you ever want to get a little bit more in detail, this one works as well. We'll probably touch on this one either, but I'm just going to throw that your way some other time. That's not what I wanted to link. That's the same thing. Hang on. There you go. Okay.
This already looks clutch.
Yeah, there's a couple of timestamps. You coach long enough, you figure out a couple of timestamps and a couple of different, not timestamps, hotkeys that help out a lot with that. But yeah, anyway. Okay, so
Right,
then, yeah, I agree with you. I think the OTP thing, and this is ranked, I assume?
Yes, yeah. I don't usually touch quick play unless I'm like really burnt out or there's a new hero out.
Okay. So you're, at least in terms of training time and then like where you're putting the training, you're doing more than enough to continue to improve, and then obviously rank up as a result. So I guess we'll have to look at gameplay about why you're not improving. So then, what do you feel is holding you back from improving? I guess piggybacking off of that, you say, I don't do any training really. I keep repeating the same mistakes over and over. I often go into autopilot. I'm not sure what to do in cases where the enemy team is stomping. Elaborate on that.
So I think there are like three types of Overwatch games usually. Like the first game is like your team just decimates them. The second type is like there's a 50-50 split and the team is pretty even, like matchmaking wise. And the third type is like they're just decimating you, holding you at spawn, yada yada yada, that kind of thing.
Right.
I don't know what to do in cases where that's happening because it's just like the enemy team has 20 kills, we have a trillion deaths. They're holding us really hard at a choke point, that kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, those games are just write-offs. So you just go, okay, let me just get reps at figuring out the situation, and then I'm gonna finish with like, you know, 1 billion deaths instead of 1 trillion deaths, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to treat it as like one of the analogies that I've used in my videos before is like it's like a pickup basketball game, you know, where it's like constantly changing like who's there and who shows up. Sometimes you're gonna end up with like a bunch of like dorks and nerds that have never touched a basketball in their life, and then you're gonna be playing against like D2 players in the enemy team. That's just how it goes, right? And then whoops, so, you know, okay, the next game, and then you're gonna be, and then that's just how it is. Like it's pickup basketball, right? So you're gonna play pickup basketball, and then the game's gonna end. And then what's going to happen? You're going to play another game, and then you're going to play another game, and then you play another game. It's not like, oh, we played, and then you go home. You don't have to even try to win the game. You just have to practice your skill set so that you're like getting better individually as each game goes by, right?
Right, yeah, totally.
So for you, it's like, what are those skills? And then can you keep your mentality focused enough to continue to adapt in those skills? Because I think, let me actually pull something else up here. Let's pull something else up on here. I want to make an analogy for you here. Not an analogy, but like, watch this. Can you see the stream here?
I see your face, like your like profile picture thing.
Okay, here, try this.
Oh wait, I see it. I see it.
All right, so Microsoft Paint, you see it?
Let's paint. Let's fucking go.
Oh yeah, it's only the best of coaching tools. So basically, here's the thing: is you talked about like how you're trying to play like Winston into the Reaper Bastion stuff. Like you're always playing like Winston, you play whatever, and then they're gonna go Reaper Bastion, they're gonna get hard counted. But you're like, I'm not gonna swap. I'm gonna figure it out. Now you've got the first step. The first step is actually putting yourself in these suboptimal situations, or situations that are not even suboptimal, but it's slightly more difficult, and then trying to figure out what do I need to do to work our way around that. The problem is then in your forum you said I have a tendency to like autopilot in those situations, and then even in those games like you were saying where like there's stomps and they're spawn holding the door, I'm just gonna stay Winston and figure it out. But like tenacity is not the same thing as adaptability. So in other words, when you're being put in these situations where you are obviously like struggling, it's difficult. Let me get you this here. So it's really important that you don't just show up and pretend that that's a virtue in of itself. We'll just say learning for the like. So in other words, when you play Winston into Reaper Bastion, you don't get an award, right? When you show up to the swim meet, you don't get an award. You have to actually put in the effort, and you have to actually try. So if you're playing Winston into Reaper Bastion, or like the game you're getting spawn holding, you don't get the you don't get the gold star for doing that. You get the gold star for doing like showing up and then actually trying stuff. Now, whether it's the autopilot that's to blame, whether that's the attitude or getting frustrated at your team getting spawn camped, whether it's like you just ignorance, like I don't know what to do versus Reaper Bastion as Winston, that's to blame, it doesn't matter. So let me ask you, when you're put in these circumstances where your team is getting spawn camped, you're getting hard countered, you don't know how to play the map, you show up, you pick Winston, congratulations, you got the first step right. What's the second step?
I guess identifying what my job is to do and then figure out a way to do it.
Okay. You just said the most important word that you just said was figure. Okay. What does that mean?
Make a plan.
Right, make a plan. Do you know what that plan will always be? For example, versus a Reaper Bastion on, Lijiang Tower Control Center. How do you play versus that? Do you know?
Which one's which one's Control Center?
It's the really nasty tight one. The inside one.
Right.
Okay?
Oh yeah, okay.
How do you play versus that?
Something I try to do with Reapers is I look at where they are and then I try to not be there.
Great.
And then against Bastion, I just wait until he's used his sentry form or his turret form.
Okay.
And then I can jump or move position from there.
Okay. But they're on Moira Reaper Bastion. So who do you dive?
What? So repeat that.
So they're on Moira Reaper Bastion. Who do you dive?
Whoever's out of position.
Okay.
So probably Moira. I don't know.
Okay. But you kind of see that like right now you're like, well, what about this and maybe this, and I think like this is this, and this is my experience, right? But you're not just showing up and pressing shift, right? You're actually thinking about it and actually trying to improve. And that's like why so many Winston players never like get past it. And really anybody, Zenyatta players versus Tracer Sombra, they never figure it out. They just go Moira, they give up, right? You have to at least showing up and playing Zenyatta into Sombra Tracer or Winston to Reaper Bastion isn't a virtue. What is going to help you improve is going, this is a bad matchup for me. What are some adjustments that I can actually make to figure out the situation? You have to try things. You have to think and be like, okay, what adaptations do I make here? I cannot tell you how many times that what tilts me in my ranked games is somebody gets countered, and not that they don't swap, it's that they do the exact same thing without changing. That's what annoys me.
Yeah.
And that's what should annoy you too, is when I go Winston and I'm playing into Reaper Bastion, they go from Widowmaker to Reaper and I don't change anything. I play the exact same way. That can never happen, because not only does that show that you're going to lose the game and you're not going to get anything out of it, but it also shows you, it's like a red flag for what your mindset is in the game. You're not alert. You're not thinking. Right? I don't care if they go from Widowmaker to Hanzo. You still dive the Hanzo, but you should be thinking, what does that change? Does that change anything? Right? A little bit, right? Every swap that they make, every map that you take. So like for you, it's like it's that alertness and that effort that's required. For some people, that's going to be exhausting. That's why we often limit the amount of conscious practice that we do. For some people, that's going to be where the fun of the game is. And without it, the game's not fun. Without feeling like it's a chess match every single time. That challenge is what's fun. What frustrates people is when they don't have the answer to it and they don't know what to do and they feel lost. But the solution to that isn't just to buy a coaching session every week. The solution to that is to figure it out. Somebody had to figure it out. Somebody had to coach it, right? So if you don't know what the answer is, try things. Limit test. Feed for half a dozen games. But at least you're learning something. You kind of see what I'm saying?
No, yeah, totally. I think this chess thing you mentioned is like really important to me.
You have to be able to do it, especially when you play with Winston. You don't just show up with Winston and win the game. You have to. He is a thinking man's hero. He is a remarkable skill ceiling here. There's so much that you can get done with Winston, but he's hard. So if you don't think about it and try stuff, you're gonna get stuck. You're gonna get stuck. So obviously, like what we could do and what we will do is find out where you're lacking, but all I'm going to do is answer a few questions for you. That's not good enough. We need to try and instill this kind of like creative investigation mindset where you actually not just learn how to play versus a Reaper Bastion, but how do you play versus the Gobbledygook, the new support hero that hasn't come out yet, right? Or the DPS hero or tank hero that's coming out this fall. Or what happens if they bump Junker Queen out the wazoo? Surely they won't do. Oh wait, you know. So it's like how do you adjust versus that, right? If you don't know, go find out. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that seems to be the problem for you, because when you say, what are you holding back from improving? You say, I don't do any training. I keep repeating the same mistakes over and over again. That's not very encouraging. So I guess for you, it would be, why is that the case? Sometimes it's just, you need a kick in the pants. But do you just not enjoy the game so you'd feel less motivated to apply yourself to it? Are you really tired when you play? Do you play for too long? What do you think?
I think well, tilt is a problem, but I think the bigger problem is just that like I've been playing the game for so long, and I've gotten away with Winston at like a gold level for so long that whenever things go into autopilot and I stop thinking, the immediate impulse is just jump the back line, but then that gets me killed because that works in like silver and gold, but not in like plat and up close to diamond.
Right.
So it's just a matter of like looking before you leap, essentially, like thinking more and then doing the thing.
Sure.
And even if that thing fails, like trying stuff like you said, I think that makes sense.
Okay. Now what you have to do is, tying back to what we said earlier, you have to try to do this as best as you can for like 2 to 3 hours tops per day, right? We don't want to go over long. I mean, you could play longer than that, but you're just playing for fun after that. You're not playing to improve. You treat it like practice, right?
Yeah.
And then if a month from now you still are not enjoying the game, and this whole like process of like thinking and learning is like really like exhausting and not fun, okay, time to play another game, time to do something else. But if this is what you want, if this is what makes it fun for you, and this is what you want to do, you have to at least try it. Like you're limit testing inside the game. Is this game worth my time? Right? And if it's not, okay, then you move on. Okay, do you have...
And I feel like thinking about it like that will definitely help me improve, or like help me enjoy the game more, because I am the kind of person in my life that likes the whole creative problem solving thing. Like I'm a director, that's a lot of what we do.
Right.
So if I think about it more like that and less like, I'm losing, that might be a better way to like actually do it.
Yeah, the problem with losing is that it just never goes away. I mean, how it's like it's not like you could build like this elite sports team and you're like your collegiate, whatever, and go like 19-1. Like it just doesn't work like that in ranked. You're gonna get better, you're gonna win more, and then you're gonna get 50% win rate again, and then you're gonna get better, and then you get 50. I mean, the best players in the world have like 54%, 55% win rates in ranked. It's the matchmaker, right? It's just, it always tries to even things out. So as you get better, it's going to get harder. So you just got to get used to it. You got to find ways to be productive with it. Okay. Do you have any other questions before we get into gameplay?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
If any comes up, we can talk about it. Shoot me your replay code. Or replay codes.
Okay, so I was gonna ask which one you wanted to see, because I have a game on Eichenwalde where it starts off pretty good and then they switch to counters and I kind of fumble. I have a game on Route 66 where I'm on autopilot the entire time, and then I have a game on Nepal where like it's just a hard matchup and I don't know what to do there.
What one would be more learning for you? Like I need to know, like I don't know how to play versus this, or I don't know how to adjust versus this, or I don't know what I could have done.
That's fair. Maybe the one on Actionable, just because I feel like I started strong, but then I fumbled. Okay, let me type this code in real quick.
Okay, sure.
Can I read it off to you?
Yeah.
It's JV7XVW.
Okay. Got it.
And this is me playing a day ago, I think.
Okay, let me know when you're back in.
I'm there.
Okay, this is you, yeah?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay, let's get my settings here. And I'll take a look. So, you watch Boger?
I'm watching him more now since I watched your video with him.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay. And what does Boger say about Monkey?
Take high ground. Don't pick certain fights.
Sure.
Always be in their backline. That kind of thing.
Yep.
Don't die. That's the important part. Don't die.
Sure. The biggest thing with Monkey is then jump backline, kill squishies, don't die. That's it. Let's see how you do it. We'll talk about more of the details as we get along. be careful with how much damage you take in the choke. For example, like right here, your team is kind of soft engaging, which is why your Ana is having a hard time keeping you up here. Like she's healing the Bastion now. So like here,
yeah,
this is your enemy.
right.
This is your friend. Jump here. You're fine. They won't push you. Don't worry.
All right, cool.
Using your jump to move from cover to cover. I mean, think about it like chess, right? So you do play chess?
Yeah.
Okay, so like you're moving, you're setting up your pieces on the board, right? You don't immediately move your bishop to checkmate, right? You move from A to control this lane and then control this lane, and you're slowly sequentially taking space, and then you execute, correct? So that's exactly what you do with Monkey, right? The execute button is usually your bubble, but not always. Jump is not.
Right.
You see, what was the problem with this jump? You have the right intentions, but what was the problem? Did you set up properly?
I was kind of half HP when I wasn't half HP. I was low-ish.
Yes.
Or I wasn't full HP when I went in, and I didn't land on top of the squishy. I kind of landed like near it, so he started shooting me.
Too far, too low. That's it.
Okay.
Now you created some space because you did distract the Life Weaver and the Reaper, which meant that the Reinhardt was getting no help. But that's like saying, you know, congratulations, you didn't completely embarrass yourself. Okay.
Right.
What do you think?
I'm on a squishy in the back line, and she's on high ground, so it seems like good to me.
And your HP is better, and you have bubble, right? So, better. Unfortunate. Still taking too much damage, though. So once you're here, it needs to be drop bubble zap, right? I don't think you're respecting whether it's Life Weaver, Soldier, Reaper, Ana. I don't care. You need to respect this damage a lot more, because by the time you get the bubble down, you can't even stay to zap. You see that? You have to jump out again.
Yeah.
So again, you're creating space, but the way that you create space is by serving as a distraction and by serving as a kill threat. You're only doing one of those things. You're not actually, I mean, look at your ult charge, 17%, right? The lowest on the entire matchup. Even though you're creating a lot of space, you create more space when you actually kill people.
That's true.
What do you think?
That seems good to me.
Pretty
like,
good.
She's on high ground.
Pretty good. Yeah. Right. You're not full HP, but you can't always generate full HP mid-fight, you know? So this is good.
Yeah.
Bubble. There it is. Now we actually did some damage. Look at that. We've doubled our ult charge. All right, let's go. Good. Now, play it like chess. How do you take space? Could you just jump on this Reaper? You could, but, well, it's hard, right? So what do you think?
I'm gonna jump on the high ground, like on top where the Ana is.
Okay. And there you go. Yep, it's fine. Next squishy, bubble down, bubble down. Nice. Nice. Ha. I'm zooming through here because there's not a lot to say. You know, obviously what you're doing has been fine. Yeah, it's been fine. So like there are some micro things that we could talk about there, but to be honest, they're just not worth our time. So you did fine. You got on squishies, your kill threat was reasonable, your timing was good, your use of high ground was good. GG's. Let's see what happened. Okay. Chess. There it is. Go. That's unfortunate. Still creating a lot of space. A little slow with bubble, but we force them all to back out, and we get 2 kills while they're all peeling you off. Get over him. Yeah. Nice. Nice. Get him. Nice. Yeah. Not a lot to say, right? So, first cup, first fight, definitely worth talking about in terms of how you were sequentially taking space. Also worth talking about how much damage you were taking prior to the jump, and how sometimes you were slow to place bubble so that you were so low that you had to jump out immediately when you should have been able to zap a little bit. Any questions so far?
Yeah, in the Lifer situation where he's like using ult and it's just like it was him and someone else. Is there anything I should do against a life weaver ult when they're just like there? Because my damage doesn't mitigate that. I can't like primal them out of there. Like,
Zap squishies. That's it. You can't do anything different. If there's a squishy away from the tree, then obviously prioritize them, but there wasn't, so just zap the squishy.
Okay, fair enough.
Like you can like, let's put it this way, you can counter the life weaver healing and let somebody else finish up the kill. It's like when you zap somebody who's being mercy beamed, right? You can't really out damage the beam, but you negate the beam so that somebody else can get the kill.
Okay.
Okay. So, to be honest with you, this is a lack of creativity.
Okay.
I know who you're going for, and I know why you're walking here, but I don't like this.
Mm-hmm.
You see? You're taking damage.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's unavoidable. This time it is. So, think of chess. You're looking for a checkmate. What's your first step?
I could go like left side where the castle is and do a similar thing instead of walking in the middle of nowhere, like there essentially, and then jump on it there. I just don't think I saw where she was until I poked my head out. But yeah,
you could also jump here. And do you see how like this provides a little bit of distance, and you can avoid the Rhine here. And then if he starts to push you here, you could just tuck here, or if he pushes you in here, you tuck here, and then you do your same exact jump. Right?
okay, cool.
Just don't go directly at him. Chase and finish. A little bit of like that was a kill that needed to happen. Like right here, quicker to drop. A little quicker to drop. But that's okay. Not the end of the world. Finish this one off. Unfortunate. Careful, she might sleep you. Either way, this is a lot of space. You're good. Oh. Okay. So you could see how it's like you're doing fine here, but if you're just a teeny bit better, these guys are dying. I'm going to point out one other thing for you that we haven't talked about as much, but it's important to utilize. You should have a right click charged and landed right here. It's 50 free damage, and you can charge it while you're setting up your dive, so that then you can right click, land melee, or just land zap, and there's your kill. Look at this target.
Kind of forget it's there sometimes. Yeah.
Look at this target. Look at this target. Look at this target. Watch your HP. Again here, right? Charging right click. Charging right click. Charging right click. Zap. She's dead. You see this?
Okay.
I mean, look at how low she gets. Oh no, disaster. And then even here, right? You reload and then bam. And then once he goes up here, right click on this guy now, charge it, charge it, charge it, charge it. You could even peek and kill him there, but yeah, something to consider.
Okay.
Very, very, very important part of his kit. Okay, so now just disengage. Okay. Don't take damage, don't take damage, don't take damage. Wait for your Curie. Good. Don't need to take any steps sequentially if the king just presents himself. Right?
True.
So easy jump, force him out. Again with a right click though, right? You could honestly be pre-charging your right click as you're walking through a choke with the anticipation that you're going to use it. So like even you could do this here. Like let's say you were to like, oh, there's no soldier. Let's say he's up here. And you're like, oh, I don't want to jump them immediately. You could right click and jump here, right? And then be like, all right, and then charge up my right click. Bam, bam, right? Something like that. Yeah. But here, this is another circumstance where if this right click is here, this guy is dead. 36 HP.
Yeah.
Like you're getting it there, but it's more of a response to people that are fleeing away rather than as an entry point. There's a slight delay between the right click animation and the zap. So you want to shoot the right click just when you're outside of zap range, so that then as you're landing, you can start to zap right away. Does that make sense?
Okay. That makes sense, yeah.
Okay. Obviously not the play, so you disengage. Good follow. Very nice. Stay in the squishies. Very good. Stay on him, stay on him, stay on him, stay on him, stay on him. Let's go, let's go. Bubble was unnecessary there.
I was trying to block healing from the Reinhardt.
Sure. You know what blocks healing from the Reinhardt though? Killing the Life Weaver and jumping on them, bubbling the Life Weaver himself. Like this little engagement right here is showing a little bit of a lack of fluidity with your movement. Winston is not a mechanically intense hero. Well, okay, that's not even true, honestly. Like, he's pretty mechanically intense. But, like, this guy should have been dead 10 years ago. Even here, right?
Right.
Like, you need to be landing on this door frame, cutting in and killing him, and then even primaling if you need to. But you're going to overshoot the door, and then you're going to miss entirely. This guy's going to live now. So, all that being said, just keep practicing. Keep practicing.
Okay.
Okay. Unfortunate. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
I mean, you just caught you off guard, that's all. Let's go. Now, who should you jump here?
I wasn't going to jump because the Reaper's alone. I was like, he's just gonna die out there. I should just wait. But if I were to jump, I'd probably jump the Life Weaver in the back. Oh,
Sure.
well, there's a Reaper on him. I don't know. I don't know.
The point was, it didn't matter that much.
Okay,
either one would have worked. So, where should you go?
Back to my team.
Back to your team, right? Even all the way over here. It's okay. You don't have to force this right now. This is terrifying. Maybe. Very good. Good job. Good job. Get him. Oh, no. I guess he had the touch. But you're noticing that there is a real lack of lethality in your jumps. Sometimes things are just kind of walking away from you. Implementing more right-click practice and being a little bit more deliberate with your pursuit, like really focusing and finishing off that target, will be things to help. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's keep watching. Do you have any questions so far?
Yeah. So, okay. In that, we're pushing cart, right? I'm contesting high ground because that's my job. But I'm noticing there's some games where it's like, should I be on cart right now because no one's pushing cart, or should I that's not really my job as Winston, someone else will handle it.
If
you taking the space I need to take.
If you need to push cart because literally nobody else is pushing cart, then it's okay.
Okay.
That being said, you are one of the targets who's most reliant on proper positioning. So if you can at all avoid it, please do.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions besides that?
No, not really.
Okay, let's keep going. Unfortunate. Yes. Kill. Zap. Yes. Now, even to a lesser extent here. 3, 2, 1. Start charging your right click. Bam, bam. Right. Just a little bit of free damage. A little bit less useful because you're very close to them, but could have been a little tighter here. Nice job. There we go. Well done. They're on Moira now. Congrats. They're on Diva now. Congrats.
Yeah.
It's always flattering.
Hard.
It is. Steve is feeding. There's a soldier behind you. Get him. He's out. Very good. Uh-oh. Diva forces your bubble. It's okay. Find the squishy. Weaver. Unfortunate. Honestly, not too bad. Let's keep going. I'm choosing, like, here's what I'm saying. I'm choosing my battles, okay? Like, and you should be doing this as well, especially if you VOD review yourself. Don't sweat over little things here. Did you completely troll the lobby that fight?
Nah,
you could have played a lot better, but it wasn't the most egregious of errors. You didn't completely scuff up. Focus on next. Good habit to build, right? Not just in your own VOD review, but in the game. Like, I think I did okay. It's fine. Now you're trolling the lobby.
Okay.
Right? What should you do here instead?
Either like drop or like jump their backline like I'm planning to in a second.
Sure. Just jump away even. I would rather you commit a 5 or 6 second cooldown than a 13-second cooldown. Okay? It's that simple.
Yeah.
Or a 12-second cooldown. Sure. So like right here, just jump over here. Or even if you don't know where to go, just jump away. It's okay.
Okay.
Like he's very slow. Like he can't TP and follow you all around the map. So if he uses a TP and you use his jump, it's okay. because now you can't jump at all. Now you can't control space at all. What's funny is this is actually pretty good. It's very, very risky, but it's okay. It's sneaky. I like it. Let's go. Let's go. Drop it. Do you see how you just don't like killing people? I think you're just too nice. Like you should. What should you do right now?
Zap with the right click thing and then like punch him in the face and stuff.
Yeah, just zap with the right click and then drop bubble and then zap him, right?
Yeah.
Look at your body language here. You bubble and then you just kind of like walk away from him, and then just hide behind cart, and then you start shooting the Moira, and they're like, "Oh, soldier," and it's like stay on him. He's your squishiest hero, right? Like, you need to stay on him. Now, you know that you're not going to kill anybody right now. You know it. It's not going to happen. Not with this response. There's 4 people turning around on you. But that's going to allow your team to hold the high ground. Maybe it sets up your Bastion, your Brig, or your Reaper to get the kill, right? Like, you need to actually threaten kills, even if you don't get the kills, for you to be able to create space. And we saw this on this point as well, where you would your dives were very messy, and you were not very, and even on the second one on attack, right? Way too many times it felt like people were letting people get away with murder, and you need to be the one murdering here. So you do get some good zaps there. Now you're locked on the soldier, about darn time, holy cow. But it just seems very hesitant. Their diva's coincidentally getting away with murder. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I guess the hesitancy a little bit on my part is like, I don't want to die, and so I'm afraid of like, if I commit too hard, I'll just end up feeding. But
you're not committing too hard because you still have your jump. When I'm saying committing harder, I mean with your focus on finishing a squishy target in front of you.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
And through that threat, you will also cause them to panic and miss more shots, cause them to force cooldowns. Like if you zap that Life Weaver, he's going to use his pedal. And when he uses pedal, he's not going to shoot you. And when he doesn't shoot you, your bubble is going to break slightly slower. And then therefore you have a higher risk of surviving. Right? Now, through the process of tunneling on kills, you might overstay your welcome a few times and die. Right? That's okay. But this is a skill that you need to do more at. You're not very scary, frankly.
That's fair.
That's the worst insult I can ever tell you. You're not very scary. Life Weaver, soldier. This diva is way overextended. Obviously not a hero that you want to trade on, but if she's completely by herself and there's nothing else to shoot, it's okay, right? She's going to lose all her HP. And then now, what should you do?
Go on Life Weaver and or Ana, or Moira.
Right. Oh, there we go. Way too slow to find our target, right? You gotta have like laser eagle vision. Find the target. And right click charge right here, because you know you're dropping, right? Here it comes. 3, 2, 1. Right click. Right. Right click. Right. Nice. You don't have to force your primal there. That's totally fine. More of a conservative play, but I'm okay with it. Again, right click opportunity.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. There it is. We throw it in there sometimes just to remind ourselves that we have it.
Yeah.
Alright, he's gonna Death Blossom? Oh no, he doesn't have it yet. He was looking like he was. Alright. Ooh, back. Good. There's a lot of things that you do really well. You don't feed very much in Winston. You're very patient. You like high grounds. You do look for squishies. So I think it's not, let's put it this way, there's not a surprise that you're not gold. You belong exactly where you're at.
Alright.
Good. Get him. Yeah. See, that's the kind of like, as corny as that sounds, like, but even here, stop being so scared. Right? I don't care if she's got Remac. Zap her. Ruin her day. Right? Or find somebody else to kill right now. Do you see, like, you plant your bubble here. As soon as this bubble's down, you are target number 1. You are terrifying to the enemy team. Right?
Yeah.
But what is this? You know? It's like you're dancing a tango, doing nothing. And then now we primal? Of all times. Now we primal.
Yeah, I just didn't feel like dying.
Fair enough.
That's all it was.
Fair enough. Maybe a cue for you to have gone more aggressive earlier, right?
Yeah, no, I get that, yeah.
I think you played very conservatively with your primal, whereas now you're having to use it at a suboptimal time. When if you had just used it earlier to extend your life and actually go finish a kill, maybe that would have been worth. But this is not terrible. Stay away from the Reaper. Stay away from the Reaper. Stay away from the Reaper. Find that Weaver. Good bubble. Paul's kind of funny. Okay, and that's gonna be it. Again, even here, stay on a target. Do you see how you just kind of like seem lost in the sauce and just kind of shooting random crap, but you're not really locking down one target and finishing the one target?
Yeah.
That's something that we have to change. Okay, so that's gonna be it. What are you seeing so far? What are some skills that you need to be improving? We'll have time to look at a few more fights of another VOD, but what are you seeing so far?
I'm not really finishing any kills. I'm distracting and making space, but I think a better use of making space would be actually killing something. You know? And I think I'm still in Overwatch 1 where there's no left click or whatever, or right click. I mean, so I need to be using that more. Also, I think I'm like terrified of dying. That's why, and I'm trying to like not, how do I word this? Like, I need to be more aggressive as a tank. You know, like that kind of thing.
You need to be intelligent with that aggression, though. But find and finish targets. Find and finish a squishy, then jump out.
Yeah.
So let's look at another code. If you have one, I don't care which one we look at.
Let's see. I guess it's 4H8RFB.
Okay. So we'll have a little bit more footage to take a look at and see if our initial conclusions are accurate. Their comp is miserable. Okay.
Yeah, no, this is terrible to go against. Yeah.
Okay, so this is what happens when you play versus a composition like this. You have a lot of heroes that are going to group up in a big hunk and ruin your day. However, grouped up heroes provides lots of cleave opportunities for you, right? Where you can hit 3, 4, even 5 people with a zap. So your bubble cycles, if you get a good bubble cycle, will do a lot of pressure, even if it doesn't necessarily lead to a squishy kill, right?
Okay.
In addition to that, they don't have a lot of flankers or long sightlines. So you can literally flank all the way in their spawn, and they will not be able to stop you very easily. They don't have Tracer, they don't have Sombra, they don't have hit scan, they don't have anything. So as long as you avoid their front line and look for backline, and just get big, fat, juicy, zaps, you should be okay. It's fine. Okay. Yeah. Look at you. Nice.
Yay.
There you go. Yes, drop it. Kill. Not bad, right? Maybe a little bit more kill, like focused on that landing, right? And also right click, right? But not bad. Get away from her. So this is your problem here. What's the mistake?
I should be jumping back? Question mark?
Find something other than Queen. Okay, let's put it that way.
Oh, okay.
This is Brig, Lucio, Reaper without Wraith. Like, you could jump Lucio on point, you could drop and jump on the Brig, anything like that. Now, what ends up happening is you go for the Queen, and that happens. That's your fault. And look at her HP, by the way.
Yeah.
Right? She should have died ages ago. Think about all that Inspire that they got from that.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Not bad, but not good.
Okay.
Definitely more creative than most Winstons I would have seen, but also you look clunkier than most Winstons of your rank. Your strength is you are a little bit more strategic than most Winstons, but you don't execute it as well. You have a little bit less of that kill thirst. And sometimes you get lost in the sauce and don't really focus down the target. That's okay. Just sit here. I don't care. If he TPs after you, you jump away. Jump away. There you go. Get on her. I mean, that's why Reaper has a hard time versus Winston. You see it there, right? He TPs away, and then now you just jump away and you get on the squishies. Now, again, this is a classic you problem. Watch. Good. Where are we going? Right?
Yeah.
Right? Go get her. Like, you're on her. Like, you're not going to kill her. Like, even the Mei is like a fairly decent trade for you. You drop your bubble, you can force Ice Block, you can force Suzu, you can force TP, you can really set your team up for success, and the chances of you dying there are like basically 0. But instead, what do? You get lost in the sauce, and then now we're zapping Queen. Now, we do turn on Brig, so maybe. But like, your Genji already has Blade, and you're not even 2/3 of the way to your ult yet. Now, damn it, stats don't matter that much, but it's kind of like, it's definitely funny to me that like I see this and it doesn't surprise me. Let's put it this way: your ult charge doesn't surprise me with what we've seen, right? How hesitant you play. So you did the right moves there strategically, but executed poorly with the lack of right click and not actually finishing or at least aggressively pressuring the target that you had. You had bubble. Go for it. Go for it.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Don't peek. Don't peek. Don't peek. Don't peek. Don't peek. You have everything that you need to know. Get him. Get him. Get him. Get him. You can even jump in here if you want to. There's TP. Go. 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 Play your life. Play your life. Play your life. Play your life. Jump away. Jump away. Jump away. A little too slow. A little too slow. And you also accidentally turned your head. But again here, close. Close. But the funny thing here is I think your hesitancy might have killed you. Watch this. Look at where you jump. You drop bubble here, but you don't quite land and pursue. You're a little bit too hesitant right here, just a teeny bit. And then you're scared to walk outside of your bubble. So what do? They walk inside your bubble and they chunk your HP. So then right here, you're talking about like an inch away from surviving. An inch away from surviving. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think you played this fight poorly. I think you played this fight just fine. I'm being very nitpicky in the micro in that fight. But I'm doing that because it's a repeated pattern with you. That's why.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Okay. Wait. Definitely would not be peeking here right now because you're almost dead.
Oh, okay.
Because even though they don't have a lot of damage to poke you out, even an icicle here kind of sucks, right? There's just no point.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing really going on. So what you do is you hide and you listen, or you look through walls. Like if you see your Reaper pushing like he is right now, I know you're honest in spawn, but what should you do right now?
Let me jump in and help him.
Right. It's 4 people, right? So you might as well. I mean, it's optimal that your team should be taking a 5v5, but okay, we just go, right? But you don't need to be peeking to know that because you can see that through the walls. And that's going to preserve more of your HP. Make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
So let's go. Let's go. You got primal. I want a hard jump. Let's go. Go. You have your primal. Go. Right? Like, look at how late the party you were. By the time you get here, he's out. And he's at a risk of dying. Like, okay. Go. You have your primal, you have a good angle, you have a good jump on backline. I don't care. Normally, you might want to preserve your jump versus this composition, correct? But you don't need to. Yeah. You have primal. Go in hard. Force all these juicy cooldowns, get on that Kiriko, force that TP, force that Brig Bash, then primal.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, just leave him. Stay on her. Stay on her. Stay on her. I mean, by the time that you pop primal, they've built another rally. Right? Yeah. It's pretty much over. Okay, this is it. All right. Let's you got time for one more?
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. Okay. This is a tough Winston map. Not a lot of cover. Good luck.
Yeah.
Go. Wrap around right. Yeah, I mean, seriously, keep going. This is good. Run. No! So that was almost really good. You forced them to like chase after you. I would have just tucked in, grabbed Mega, and made them ring around the Rosie, right? And then you basically engage on your terms. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
You're like so close to like strategic excellence every time you make a play with Winston. It's actually quite impressive. Okay, that being said, they have used Shao. So let's go. Let's go. Jump the Mei. She's isolated. Let's go. Yes, 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 yes. Stay on her. Stay on her. Stay on her. Yes, yes. Yes. This is really good, mate. You should be really proud of yourself. This is great. Look at this jump right here. Jump behind. Look at your HP. Pretty close to full, all things considered. You drop bubble, you get on the squishy. 1, 2, 3 people follow you. You get some nice cleave, and you easily play your life while forcing cooldowns. Meanwhile, these guys are getting 0 help. You see this Reaper? You see this Lucio? Look at this. Terrible for them. Terrible. Now you go back in again. Now you can just chill, right? This is fine. Yeah, just chill. Keep him zoned while we cap point. Nice, mate. Nice, mate. I'm telling you, there's so many good things about your Winston play. If we could just work on this right click, a little bit more aggression when you do finish targets, I think you'd be good to go.
Okay.
And this is about as hard counter comp as you can get. She hooks a knife in you, that's unfortunate. The jump was good though. You could honestly stay in the May if you wanted.
Okay.
Because once she has ice block, she's just kind of cooked. This prick's just committing war crimes. Alright, I want to watch one more fight, then we gotta go.
Okay.
Notice how you're jumping away from the Reaper? You know? And the Queen. Yeah. Love to see it. Queen comes back. There's wall. There's shout. Oh, she messed up her bob. I would not be jumping away from here. So the only thing you have to worry about with Queen is the knife, right? So if you can avoid the knife, that's going to allow you to greed your jump a little bit longer. Good. You're fine. Surely. Surely. Oh my gosh, what a clutch. Okay, honestly, mate, lots of really good things about you, Winston. Okay, so let's check this out. So what are you seeing as skills that need to be improved? We talked about this in Eichenwalde. We've seen a little bit more. Type this in your channel. What are you seeing?
Just like the planning is definitely there. It's just like the lethality needs to be improved, and I can do that by charging right clips more and just staying a little longer when I can, which is often I've noticed, and like really just committing to the kill because I am a tank. I can do that. Yeah, mostly that. Avoiding counters as much as possible. Like if there's a Reaper, just like don't be near them. That kind of thing. And then timing engagements a little bit better. Like yeah.
Okay. Don't greed your primal.
Right.
What do you
think?
think?
It's good to know that. No, that makes sense. And I think it's good to know that the strategy aspects are there. It's just more of the execution thing. Because I'm always thinking like, well, maybe I had the wrong plan or something, and that's why it didn't work out.
No, I think certainly for your rank, your strategy is not a weak point at all. This is very very good. It could be done better. Remember the first couple of fights on Eichenwalde were like kind of ugly, and then on second as well. Like I think some of your pathing, like your setup phase. Remember the chess analogy. That could be something that you could continue to practice. That will always return for any effort that you put into it. You'll reap rewards. However, I don't think that's necessarily the most important thing for you. It already seems like you have that your thing, but in terms of like actually finishing kills, we could be a lot better. Greeting primal, charging those right clicks. Now, you need to isolate these skills and practice them. Even in the lethality, we talked about a lot of things. Focusing down a target, staying a little bit longer, actually using your right click more. You can't really practice all three of those at the same time, so you're going to pick one of those and work at that for a game or two, and then move on to the next one, and then move on to the next one, or practice one for the day. One of the things that I do now is I don't want you to practice one thing for a week. You're going to get bored. Practice something for a day or for a couple of games.
Okay.
Whether that's the primal, avoiding engagements with bad 1v1s and so on. But work on those things in isolation. And then in general, remember mindset for improvement. Don't just show up, experiment and practice and learn. Try stuff, right? Even if it's a turbo stomp, right? It doesn't matter. Try. Just learn. Treat it like an experimental thing, right? And then if game is not fun after better mindset and practice, GG's. Right?
True.
Play
I mean, they
something
already
else.
canceled TV, so.
Play something else. Really, truly. Okay. Do you have any questions?
Um. So like, I guess you've already said this, but like, how do I just quickly? I guess how do
No, it's
I
okay.
improve that whole lethality thing? Like getting kills as Winston.
Well, what three skills do we specifically isolate, right? Charge, right clicks more on
Mhm.
entry, right? Committing to
Yeah.
kills a little bit more. Like it felt like you were just not tracking one target when you were jumping. You were just kind of like zapping air. But like literally lock your
Okay.
eyes onto one target and track and kill that one target, right?
All right. Cool.
And then the third
And
one
also, I
was
guess.
staying over, not making sure that you're not jumping out a little bit too soon, right?
Right.
So all three of those, pick one, work at that.
Right. Okay. And the other thing I was going to ask is like, um, do you think committing to Winston is like a good idea, or like should I? Well, no, never mind. No, I'm not gonna ask that question.
Yeah, it's a question of bad faith. My answer would be, do you have fun playing Winston?
That's fair. Yeah.
You know, is
Okay.
there another tank that you would like to complement your Winston? Because you're playing enough time, though. If you wanted to rank up, you could play two tanks with the amount of time that you're playing. It wouldn't hurt you. You're playing enough, but it
Yeah.
would always, you would pick a tank that you enjoy playing. You can one trick
Yeah.
any
I
hero
enjoy
in top
Winston a lot.
500.
Yeah.
So if you like
True.
one tricking
True.
Winston, play Winston. If you're like, I sometimes get a little bit bored of Winston, I kind of want to whip out the Zarya again. All right, fine. You're not gonna hear any complaints from me. Works for me. It's up
Cool.
to you.
All right. Well, yeah. Yeah. That's good by me then. Thank you so much.
All right, mate. Keep in touch. Let me know if you have any questions. If you do have any questions, you can message